Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? It's your boy King Bean, and I'm back. There's Xbox One Gamer Tag as always. I would like to welcome you guys back again to King Bean's Adventure here on The Witcher 3, and I am having a blast. Just want to tell you this real quick. These next two gameplays that's in here are from two quests that I did. This first one is at the end of a minor quest that I was doing, and I said, you know what, I need to start recording some of this stuff. This game has been a blast. And the second one is actually a full minor quest. These are Witcher contracts that I decided to do. So without further ado, I'm gonna get into what I like about this game. This game has been so fantastic. It's been one of these games where I didn't even think about recording any kind of gameplay because I've been having so much fun with this game. This game is a blast. The stories in the quest mode has been one of the most phenomenal things I've played in a long time, and they're great. I mean, they are great. And there's some of the stuff I wish I would have recorded. Some of the quests I really do wish I should have recorded it. But the stories were so good. The just questing was just, like I said, it's phenomenal. It is phenomenal. And also with this game, what I love about this game, when you play in this game and you just wander around the world, not even thinking about doing any kind of story quest or even Witcher contracts or anything like that, and you just run into random things that happen, and you end up finding a quest because you just happen to walk up on something crazy. So it's been wonderful. It's been wonderful. Like I said, you can get on a quest just by reading a note or reading a book to find stuff. The character designs in this game are just breathtakingly great. They're just fantastic. And I know I keep saying the same thing over and over again, but understand I really do love this game. Like right here, I'm fighting this night wraith here, and I fought several night wraiths. This one's a little bit different. I don't want to spoil it for you if you have the game and you haven't done this with your contract. This one's a little bit different than the other ones, and I actually, honestly, full disclosure, I died several times fighting this night raid after I figured out what was different about this one versus some of the earlier ones that I faced. And I think this was Jenny. I call this one Jenny from the block right here. But again, like I said, this game is it's one of the best games I've ever played. Now I've been going to some of these other YouTuber sites and listening to their reviews, because also when you get reviews, I don't trust like the mainstream too much, because sometimes mainstream can tell you that a game is a 9 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10, and then when you get to the users, they'll tell you the real deal about the game because they ain't getting paid for it and they may not like it. But I've run into some of these YouTubers and some of the people in the comments who don't like this game because of the downgrade from the PC. So they're saying they're not getting the game and how terrible that is. This game is whack because of that. I'm here to tell you, if you guys are not buying this game because it doesn't look like the 2013 E3 trailer, you're missing out on a good game, a very good game. Matter of fact, this game is, like I said, it's one of the best. And I think this game is probably going to be, if it's not Game of the Year, it's going to be one of those in the contention for Game of the Year this year. And it's early, it's still early right now. But again, if you're not buying this game because of that, that's really dumb. That is the dumbest thing that I've heard, because you're going to miss out on a great experience. And like I said, this game packs a lot of content in this. I mean, it's tons of content, because I see a lot of people on YouTube complaining and also in Reddit that you have games that don't give you anything. You got to buy all this DLC. This game gives you this in spades. That's an old saying. I'm dating myself right here. This game gives you a lot of content and a lot of things to do in this game, and it is so fun, and it's so enthralling. The game is so rich in the lore and in this world. You actually, again, like I said, you get lost in this world. You become enchanted with this world, and it has this Mass Effect excuse me for saying that. If you ever played Mass Effect 2, it has that kind of appeal to it. And what I mean by that is Mass Effect 2 had this great thing of You didn't know what was happening next. You wanted to know what was going to happen next. I meant to say, you want to know what was going to happen next. So you go do this one thing in Mass Effect 2, and also pretty much in 3, just to figure out what was going to be the next thing that was going to happen. So that's what Witcher does in space. It does that all over the game and throughout the game. Oh, here, just fighting some random wolves. I didn't have to fight them, but I just chose to fight them just to fight them because I don't like these wolves. They all fight in packs anyway, and they're kind of annoying. But back to what I was saying, this game really, I mean, it just keeps you going on and on to want to know what happened next. It's just like, to me, it's like watching Netflix and you binge watching. This is what this game feels like. It's like Netflix binge watching. So you want to get to the next episode. You really want to know what's happening in all these quests. So you really want to go on these quests and find out the history or the reason why a character is what they are. I don't know if that's correct English or not. You want to know why they do the things they do. What's their motivation? And everybody in this game is not completely evil. They're not completely good. If you ever seen Game of Thrones, it's kind of written like that. It's kind of like, well, you may think this guy is super evil in the beginning, but then when you get his background, you understand why this person is the way they act. Now, I just want to show you this here too. Look at the difference in the day-night cycles in this game. You saw we were fighting at night. This is the daytime here. Beautiful day-lit area. And also, in case you didn't know, I am playing on the Xbox One, and I do know it's supposed to be the weakest of all the iteration of the game, but it still looked gorgeous. Still looked beautiful to me. I love the game. It's gorgeous to me. And again, like I said in my previous video, I'm not a graphics whore, so I can care less about that. So if you have an Xbox One, get the game. It's beautiful, it's fun, and it runs really good. Haven't had any crashes. Had a little bit of the frame rate issues in the beginning. I think they patched that, so I don't even have that issue anymore. So don't let that stop you from enjoying the game. So anyway, here on this next quest here, I'm going to find a night hag. I think that's what it's called, a night hag. But again, just look at the sunlight coming over the mountains, and it is just beautiful. It's beautiful. I have a tear in my eye. A tear. But anyway, here's some ghouls. Oh yeah, I want to talk to you guys about the combat. This is another thing that people have been nitpicking about is the combat. Yeah, Geralt, I hope I'm saying his name right. It's one of the two. Yeah, he kind of bounce around and all this other stuff. But you can't go into this game trying to play it like Batman, Arkham City or Arkham Knight or whatever Batman game, or Lords of Shadow, Lord of the Rings, Lord of Shadows or what have you. I have those games. It's a different type of game, different type of combat. This here, you actually have to. It's a role playing game, so you got to build up your character. You also have to put attributes into how you want to fight on this game. So his fighting style will change the more you build up his character. Now, also with that being said, you also got to know when you're fighting these different enemy types, you have a dodge button and you have a roll button. Now the dodge button against certain enemies is more effective because it keeps you right in front of your enemy, so it's easier to take them on. A roll button is effective because you got to roll out of the way, but you lose stamina when you do that. And stamina is important because that's what you use to use your magic powers, your signs, as they're called in the game. So sometimes it's more appropriate to dodge than attack. Sometimes it's more appropriate to parry an attack. Sometimes it's more appropriate for you to roll out of the way of an attack. So you have to choose and know your enemy, know what type of enemy you're fighting, and what type of evasive maneuver that you want to use so you can counterattack your opponent. So here, I kind of cut some of this stuff out here. Sorry, I just kind of lost my train of thought because I wanted to talk about this part here. Found out who the night hag was, and also I went in there and using the bestiary, kind of telling me what this character's weak about. So you have this in your inventory, so when you're fighting these characters, you know what type of magic to use, what type of oil, or if you need bombs or whatever to defeat to defeat your enemy. So now what I'm doing here, I'm in the inventory and I'm putting the oil on my sword. That's the only thing that I have really to combat this night hag, other than one of my signs that I will be using. I think it's art. That's what I use on this night hag in this one particular quest. And also, you have to read up on your enemies too, to know what type of enemy you're fighting, and what's the best recourse to beat them. Because trust me, it's highly important, especially when you're fighting against like werewolves. Werewolves are terrible in this game because they regen a lot, and they regen their health sometimes double than the damage that you dish out. So the fights become really, really long and really tedious, because let's say you give 20 hit points on the damage, on your damage, but he's regenerating at 40. So, and he'll keep regenerating, and all of a sudden your energy or your life force may be down to 10%. He's already back at 90, for an example. And you've been fighting this guy for 15 minutes. And that's really frustrating. But here's the night hag, and again, using the bestiary, I figured out, going by what they recommended for me to do to fight this character, so I can beat it. So this fight wasn't really too bad, although I did take damage a little bit early because I didn't know what the attack pattern was for this type of enemy. But once I figured it out, I mean, it basically just had to be patient. And again, that goes back to all the combat when you're playing this game. You have to be patient when you're fighting in this game, especially when you're fighting packs of them. You're not going to dispatch a lot of people, or even fighting humans. You're not going to dispatch a lot of them really fast. I mean, unless you're just super OP. If you're OP, then yeah, you're going to do it. But for the most part, if you're about the same level, you have to do what I'm doing there: dodge, decide to when to roll, or when to attack, and everything else. So basically what I'm doing right now is doing the Floyd Mayweather right here. That's what I'm doing. I am doing the Floyd Mayweather. I'm trying not to get hit, and I'm hitting this night hag. That's all I'm doing right here. That's basically what my whole thing is, and which is fine. But see, the problem would have been if this night hag was more powerful. I still would have to take my time. But if it had other enemies on the field as well, then that would have had to change my whole approach. And then here you can see, if you see on the left side, you saw that red indicator. That means my sword is worn out. So I'll go back in the inventory because I know I had some kind of repair kit, but I didn't realize it was just an armor repair kit. So I didn't use it. I was like, crap. But I know my sword is damaged. It's not broken, but it's damaged, so it's going to do less damage. So it's going to take the fight a little bit longer than what it needs to be to defeat this night hag. So that's what that means. That icon right there on the left side, when it's in red, that's what that means. Your armor could be that too as well if you don't get it repaired. So that's another thing in this game. The economy is, your money is highly important in this game, as far as, you're not only just getting resources for food or herbs. Well, herbs will be all around. You can just kind of gather them, but getting your sword as more powerful, getting more powerful swords, or repairing your swords, or repairing your armor. Because once they're damaged, they can be broken, or like I said, it'll just take a long time to kill them. But like I said, this here, I knew I was going to win that fight pretty easy. That wasn't going to be too hard, especially with the beast oil, and I have a pretty decent sword, and I think I'm a higher level than this actual quest. As I stated before in my other video, my previous video, go watch it if you haven't watched it. As I stated before, I decided to go back, do some of these lower quests to build up my character, because I missed out on a lot of that. I missed out on a ton of that because I was so enthralled with the story. And again, like I said, you play this game, if you start off in the beginning, get through the prologue. Once you get through the prologue, get past the Griffin part, just go out and do story. Don't do story quests. Go out and just find quests to do. They have them all over the notice boards, all in these different towns, and books, and loot everything. Find books and go do those things like that. Once you go do that, you'll build up your character. Just run around. Just run around and just do things. And once you do that, I promise you, the game will open up, and it's so much more fun to play this game. And again, these side quests in these games are just some of the most phenomenal side quests I've ever played in any video game. And it is freaking-tastic. And also, again, I didn't even mention your decisions. So your decisions play a big part in this game too. So this video is about to wrap up. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think about it. Thanks for watching. It's your boy King Bean, and I'm signing out. One love to all y'all. Peace.